With the 3 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Register for the Big Brunch because every bite counts. Go to thebigbrunchdrive.com.
The mushroom murder trial continues in Victoria. Accused Erin Patterson has just stepped into the witness box, giving evidence in front of the jury for the first time. The trial has been running for 5 weeks. A 16-year-old boy is in a critical condition after an early morning machete attack in a city apartment. 2 other men, aged 27 and 31, suffered lacerations and stab wounds. Up to 7 people in total were involved in the incident at the Altitude Apartments in the CBD shortly before 5 a.m. Police have spent the day at the complex. A 59-year-old man from the eastern suburbs has been further charged with indecent assaults on 3 women. He was arrested in January and charged over an alleged sexual assault in the western suburbs. Following investigations, the man was picked up again last week and charged with the additional counts. It will be alleged the incidents occurred while he was working as a massage therapist. Investigations are continuing. And 2 men have been charged with drug trafficking and money laundering after a raid on a home at Ridleyton. The weekend search allegedly netting around 2.5 kilos of meth and approximately 400 grams of ecstasy and more than $50,000 cash. A 27 and 55-year-old will front court today. Well, SAPOL's anti-domestic violence Operation Storm has now reached 12 months. It's resulted in the arrest of 311 offenders and the issuing of 98 intervention orders since it started last year. Deputy Commissioner Linda Williams says domestic violence is a crime which won't be tolerated.
As police, we see firsthand the devastating impact that domestic abuse has on victims. It's often behind closed doors and it's often hidden in silence. Every day in SAPOL, we are committed to policing domestic violence.
The Prime Minister won't be drawn on whether Australia will further increase its defence spending amid pressure from the US. Labor says it's already putting an extra $10 billion into the military budget. But American officials are urging the federal government to spend billions more. Anthony Albanese says Labor will choose new capabilities, then budget for them, and won't just pick an arbitrary number.
What we don't do is do what the opposition did during the election campaign, where they announced an amount of money. They couldn't say where the money was coming from and they couldn't say what it was for. That makes no sense. What we need is things that defend us in real terms, and that's what we'll provide.
Now turning to 5AA sport, and Wayne Miller and the Crows are copping flack for apologising to Sydney after he called them a rabble after their 90-point loss on Saturday night. Teammate Alex Neil-Bullen says the furor may discourage some players from speaking freely to the media in future.
I really enjoy when you can see that authenticity, and I think there's some players in the competition that do it great. So the more the players can stand up, feel comfortable with the cameras and the media, I think the game grows. And from the media's point of view, each individual uses different words, different languages, and some players enjoy media, other players will shy away from it.
Carlton has used the bye to hit reset as they prepare to face Essendon on the King's birthday eve on Sunday night. And in tennis, Novak Djokovic will notch up his 100th win at the French Open tonight if he's victorious in round 4. He faces Brit Cameron Norrie, who beat Daniil Medvedev in the opening round. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Marion, urgent gas works on Sturt Road near Jasmine Avenue. Kilburn, twisted traffic light on Churchill Road near Livingston Avenue. Holden Hill, burst quarter Main North East Road near Grange Junction Road, and Salisbury another twisted traffic light, Main North Road near Smith Road. Cameras, Chief Street, Brompton and Findon Road at Findon today. The biggest Toretto sale is on now at Flight Centre. Fly free to Europe with Trafalgar Tours. Yes, fly for free. Hurry, and it's Friday. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
The Robertson Brothers, Her Majesty's Theatre, June 25, Barossa Arts Centre, June 29.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, a shower or 2 and 17 tomorrow. Mostly sunny and 16 on Wednesday. Showers developing Thursday, 18. Right now it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, a city hotel turned crime scene. 3 stabbed, 1 critical. The simple shake that lowers your risk of heart disease. Thunderstorms, cyclones, volcanoes. We take a look at the airline nerve centre that keeps us all safe. And can the Crows continue their red-hot run? Tonight, the inside word from Rory Sloan. 9 News. Your news. 9th at 6 on 9 and on 9 now.
I'm high!
The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel. Feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
There was this huge spider.
Really silly place for a letterbox.
Seriously, there were cows all over the road.
At FIVEAA Panel Services, we've heard it all. But the one thing we hear often is, when will my car be ready? In most cases, we can start work straight away, thanks to our state-of-the-art workshop and highly skilled team. Ask your insurance company for FIVEAA Panel Services. With over 45 years' experience, we'll get you back on the road sooner. FIVEAApanel.com.au.
From solo wanderers to family explorers, Austrac Campers has a model for every kind of traveller. Ready to hit the road? Well, let's find the perfect camper for you.
Austrac Campers.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
So as part of the deal, I'm going to apologise now. Sitting in for Stacey Lee, day one of maternity leave. I'm excited to be here. I'm very excited to be here, Dr. Derek, and I'll introduce you properly in a second. But what they sort of told me is you've got to be on the live stream. Thanks to Complete Care with a K, NDIS provider, home care package providers. I didn't get into radio to be on TV. Look at me.
You're a stunning man.
You don't take a
stunning.
You don't take a knife to a gunfight.
You are amazing looking, so if you could keep the camera on you and keep it off me, that would be fabulous.
I'm so glad you are here. You are doing the heavy lifting today. I'm hiding my absolute best, which you can check out, by the way, on our Facebook live stream, YouTube live stream. But I need these microphones to be a little bit bigger, cover a little bit more of my face. But Dr. Derek is here, and it's all thanks to the great team from Semaphore Pets and Gardens, your local pet paradise. If they bark, they meow, they chirp, or they hop, you got to go and see the great team at Semaphore Pets and Gardens. They're open 7 days.
Time to talk all things pets with Dr. Derek.
The Norwood Parade Vet Clinic, they also turn the lights on. Sam's got the lights on like we're in some kind of solarium.
It's
bright in here, yeah?
It is a bit, yeah. I'm not coming in next week in my bathers. I know. I can assure you.
How's my whinging already? I've been here like 2 and a bit hours. But it's lovely to see you. It's nice to reconnect again.
You too, Leith. Nice to see you too again.
We've got a lot to talk to you about. If you've got a question for Dr. Derek, 8223 0000 is our number. Any issue you got with your pets, now's the time. We've got half an hour to do it. 8223 0000. Can I throw a couple at you first?
Yes, sure.
You happy your football club apologised for Wayne Miller?
Okay, I'll get into politics. No, not at all. I don't think, and I know there's like a not going back on this. No, I don't think you should apologise, but I'm not sure I like any players talking about the opposition.
I get that.
I think they could just talk about their own camp and whatever's happening there. I don't think they need to actually get into talking about the opposition. I mean, they've just hit them for 6, so that should be enough. They don't need to talk about what they were saying on the field and stuff like that. I think the score says it all. So, but I don't think it merited an apology, no.
No, look at me hitting you with the controversial one first up. All right, I'm going to try again. Dr. Chris Brown, the Bondi vet,
yes,
was on Sunrise. Had 2 really interesting takeaways for dog owners like you and I. The first being about feeding your dogs.
This is similar to human intermittent fasting. So there's actually genuine research around the fact that if you feed your dog once a day, they will live longer. They're at a lower risk of cognitive decline, like doggy dementia, than if you feed them 2 or 3 times a day. So it helps to regulate their blood sugar, insulin release, and actually means their brain stays younger for longer.
Should we be feeding our dogs once a day? Oh, silence. Silence.
No, look, I haven't seen that survey, but I think no.
My dogs would not. No, it would not
I think
happen.
no, for many reasons. I mean, I think on a personal level, I cannot imagine life without breakfast, which is not a good answer. So this is anthropomorphizing our pets and saying they like their breakfast. But there is also arguments, big dogs, barrel-chested dogs, Weimaraners, Vizslas, German Shepherds, Labradors. These sort of shaped dogs are more prone than other dogs to something called gastric torsion, where their stomach can blow up like a balloon, and then it can actually twist. So it can do a 360.
Yep.
And when your stomach does a 360, it cuts off all the blood vessels to your stomach. And unless a vet operates on them very, very quickly, they die very quickly. So in some cases, the larger the meal that the dog gets, the increase the risk of them getting bloat. And then the consequence may be that the stomach twists. So in that scenario, you're actually better feeding a dog more smaller meals frequently. So yes, I don't think that's a good blanket statement. I'm happy to sit down if Chris Brown wants to get me in Sunrise. I'm happy to sit there and a bit of a chat with him.
We have 2 golden retrievers. There is no way they would let us feed them once a day, and that's it. You know, those beautiful big eyes look at you and they put their head down and they go, "Where's our meal?" It would just not last.
I mean, there's also these arguments that dogs, when they were hunting dogs before they're domesticated, then they act like lions and they have to catch their meal. So then in the wild, they often only eat once a day or even once every 2 days. But now we've domesticated them and we've sort of changed things as well. So, no, I think you have to look at the individual situation and then go from there.
Excellent.
So I disagree that you can
0 from 1, Dr. Chris Brown. 8223 0000 if you've got a question for Dr. Derek. Let me go number 2. Chris Brown, Dr. Chris Brown, Bondi vet, doesn't think we should throw tennis balls to our dogs.
A lot of dogs are absolutely ball obsessed. Ball is life. They obey the ball god, right? So they'll chase balls. That puts a lot of stress on their joints. You know, you'll see border collies down in the park just chasing ball after ball. They generally get early onset arthritis in their hips, in their knees from the forces on their joints. But probably the biggest thing is that the fur of a tennis ball is highly abrasive to be able to withstand hard courts when you're playing tennis. It'll actually wear down their teeth. And so ball-obsessed dogs often have worn-down teeth and again, sort of get that aging of their teeth well before their time.
First and foremost, should we be throwing balls to our dogs? Is it a concern for dysplasia and joint issues?
Look, two zip here. I'm never going to get on Bondi.
Love it. Love it.
Well, as we know, I don't have the face for television anyway, so that's okay. Yeah, I mean, where do you draw the line? Do you say that children should not play sport because
they could get a head knock?
They could get a head knock. They could twist their knee, they could do the cruciate, they could break their ankle, they could do all this sort of thing. So do you spend all day at home doing nothing? Dogs do like chasing balls. My dog is completely ball obsessed. And, you know, it's a risk you take. You never go in your car in case you have an accident. So I think if they really enjoy it, you know, all our lives are short, but dogs' lives, unfortunately, are short. So yeah, let them do it. It can wear their teeth. Lots of things can wear their teeth. I'm a big fan of giving dogs bones. Bones can wear down dogs' teeth as well. So, you know, where do you draw the line on making them happy?
Is it too abrasive a tennis ball for a dog's?
It's slightly abrasive. I don't think it's too abrasive.
Okay.
No.
Should we be throwing plain rubber balls or plastic balls or leather balls?
Right.
Or
eventually the dog wears all the
correct
the hair off the ball anyway, and then you end up with a bald ball. So, and that's fine. Look, it's
0 from 3.
0 from 3.
Excellent. A new feud, Sam, has erupted in the animal world. Dr. Derek versus Dr. Chris.
Yeah,
we love that.
I've got the AFL after me now.
That's right.
And Sunrise.
You're going to get a call as you walk out of here. First will be the Crows and second will be Dr. Chris Brown. Ben from Grange, you got a question for Dr. Derek, Ben?
I do. I got a budgie that probably trimmed his feathers a little while ago, about 6 months ago, and his feathers don't seem to grow back too much. He's constantly like picking at himself, scratching himself. Like I've checked for mites and that, but I can't see anything. And he looks pretty healthy apart from his feathers just don't want to grow back.
Yes. Have you treated him for mites?
No, not yet.
Okay.
That was the next thing to do.
Has he been itchy for a long time, or only since he got his feathers trimmed?
Well, probably since he got the feathers trimmed.
Okay, does he mix with other birds? Is he outside?
No, he's by himself. Most of the time he's been inside. It's a friend of mine's bird, and since I've been coming around and noticing the bird, I've been putting him outside. I've just put him outside now.
Yes.
So I try and keep the cage clean and that. But,
yes. Often, I mean, if he's very itchy, mites are always a thing that we initially think of. So I would go, you can just go to a pet shop and just get like mite puffer stuff that you puff around. So I would treat him for mites first of all, and then see what happens. If it doesn't clear up, then I would probably take him to a vet who is good with birds. And I don't put myself in that sort of pedestal. But most itchy budgies, it's mites that cause them, and often they're very, very difficult to see, and sometimes they're almost microscopic, some of the mites they can get. So I would treat them for mites first, and then wait and see what happens after that.
Good on you, Ben. Thank you for the call. Do you recommend a vet? Do you know anyone that's good with birds?
Yes, and it's always, like across from me in the parade, there's a doctor called Dr. Needle, but the vet who's good with birds is Anne Fowler.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. See, it was meant to be.
It's meant to be, yep.
Match made in heaven. Dr. Derek is here. Your calls on your pets next. 8223 0000, 17 after 3.
South Australia brings you the simple pleasure of a long, long lunch. Welcome to the land of the long lunch, the home of the share plate, where one is encouraged to graze the day away and absolutely always have a look at the dessert menu. South Australia, celebrate the simple pleasures.
They say 20,000 hours in any field makes you master of it. So imagine what 160 years makes you. For more than 160 years, Anglicare SA has supported South Australians in need. Whether it's gardening, meal prep, housework or transport to appointments, Anglicare SA gives seniors as much or as little support as they need. For more on Anglicare SA's coordination and clinical services, visit anglicaresa.com.au.
G'day, it's Fitzy here. You know what, I wish my kids would call me a legend, but the actual legends down south are Lamb Solar. South Australia has some of the most expensive electricity prices in the world, an unfortunate fact that Lamb couldn't accept. Lamb is a team of local champions who care about finding the best solar solution for your home. They're honest and they don't do the hard sales thing. So if you're thinking about solar, think LAMM, Lamb, the real legends of the South.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone. At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
Stress levels higher than Karen from finance on her third coffee? Claim back fun this end of financial year with a fully catered work function at Strike, Holy Moly, Archie Brothers or Hijinks Hotel. Don't wait to lock in your party plans. Search Strike or Holy Moly today.
Why are we here? What is the nature of reality? Do I really need all that data to listen to history podcasts?
Huzzah! Question everything!
Especially your telco plan. Get the data you need at low prices with Aldi Mobile.
Is your solar system keeping up with your rising power bills? Then upgrade your solar system now with Manic Solar. We can replace your old system with super high efficiency panels and the latest solar inverter technology. Speak to us about battery solutions and eliminate your power bills today. Don't wait. Book a free in-home inspection by calling 1300 Manix or go online anytime at manix.com.au. Solar power from the SA name you know and trust.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Dr. Derek is here, thankfully, for our complete care live stream, Facebook, YouTube. Thankfully looking as handsome as ever. You can see Dr. Derek on the live stream. People are asking if you and I are wearing fake tan or makeup. That's just your natural beauty, isn't it?
Yes. No, it's just the after effects of the Botox that I had this morning.
And my wife's telling me, stop blowing your nose and scratching your head. See, this is why we don't need to be on the live stream, Dr. Derek.
Big brother, nothing's private.
That's right. I want a bit of me time. All right, let's go. A lot of people want to have their say. Ian from One Tree Hill, you're speaking to Dr. Derek.
Dr. Derek, good to hear from you. And Leith, good to see you back on afternoon.
G'day, Ian.
I've got 4 Jack Russells, Dr. Derek. And you know what they're like with their teeth?
Busy household.
One of these. Sorry?
A busy household.
No, they're fantastic. They're really good. And they're not brothers and sisters either. I've bought one of these sonic teeth cleaning things to clean their teeth. I've seen it online on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yes.
My question is there something that I can give them to calm them down while I try and clean their teeth without them biting me?
You can try. You can get the spray. There's something called Adapto. There's a whole lot of things you can give them to calm them down. I mean, you can actually buy a food. There's a food called Calm, which has got what's called L-tryptophan in it, which is meant to help with dogs that are a bit anxious to calm them down. You could just try buying a spray called Adapto spray, which you can just spray in your hands or you could spray on them, and that may help to settle them down a bit. The big thing that I think that works is to give them a treat immediately afterwards. My clients, I tell to brush their teeth every day, because otherwise twice a week becomes never. So every day, but then do it immediately before their dinner. So even if you can manage to brush their teeth literally for 1 second, Ian, and then give them food afterwards, then you will hopefully train them to realise that after they get their teeth brushed, then they get rewarded. So there's things like gabapentin, which is a medication you'd have to get from your vet, which is very good at calming dogs down, but you don't really want to be giving that every day, and you should be brushing their teeth every day. Have you tried using dog toothpaste? Hello?
Oh, sorry, we've just lost Ian. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me get him back in 1 second.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm back.
Oh, there we go. You're back, yeah.
No, the youngest is 8, so we didn't do it from the word go. We've had them cleaned a few times. It costs like $1,400 to get their teeth cleaned, and I'm trying to avoid paying that times 4 every couple of years, because that's how long it lasts for, and then you're back to where you were.
Yes.
So that's why I bought this Sonic thing, and I just want to sort of close to knock them out so I can go crazy and clean their teeth, but...
Yes, I mean, the problem is it's like with us, you want to brush their teeth every day, and then it becomes a habit, so you don't want anything to knock them out every day. But if you try some doggy toothpaste, there's chicken flavoured, there's beef flavoured, don't use human toothpaste, that upsets their tummy. But a lot of dogs prefer the doggy toothpaste, so brushing them, they found, is the best thing. You can get brushing them with a brush is the best thing. Then you can get what's called a finger brush is the next best thing. Or you can buy something called Simply Seaweed, which is really cheap. You can get it from your vet. You actually just add a little bit to their food, and that will also help keep the teeth clean as well.
Well done. Good luck with it, Ian. Thank you for the call. Dawn in Salisbury North, you're speaking to Dr. Derek.
Hi, Dr. Derek. Hi, Leith.
Hello, Dawn.
I've got a large male 5-year-old cat.
Yes.
That basically adopted because the owner passed away, and I couldn't see it going to a vet or anywhere else. So he won't use a scratching post. I've allowed him to do the carpet, and he goes outside on the lawn and does little scratchy things. But he's now starting to go around the edge of the bed if I don't get up in time because he wants his dinner.
Yes.
And he knows he'll get my attention because he's scratching the bottom of the bed. How do I get a cat? He doesn't like that catnip. Just use a scratching post, because also I'm sure his claws, I have to get his claws cut.
Yes. When they use a scratching post, their nails still grow. It's a way they do to leave their scent, and also they get rid of old nails that come off as well. You need to experiment with different types of scratching posts. They found that some cats prefer carpet and some cats will prefer a different type of carpet. So if you can, I don't know how handy you are, but if you can actually get a whole lot of different types of material and and just sort of staple it round a piece of wood and make your own scratching posts, or you can just buy some cheap scratching posts. You'll often find cats prefer one type of material to scratch their claws on compared with another. The other thing you can do is get some what's called feel-away spray or fell-away spray and actually spray that in the scratching post as well. That can attract other cats, or can attract cats to use that scratching post. And I guess if you don't want to be woken up in the morning for the breakfast call, sadly you have to close your door. And my cats are exactly the same. They jump on me in the morning when they want me to get up to either the food bowl's empty or they want something done. They just want to get some sort of attention. So, yeah,
the previous elderly owner, his chairs were like shredded. You know, his lounge chairs were shredded. I don't want the same thing to happen to me.
Yes.
So what was the name of that spray?
Feliway, Feliway. So try that. The thing, if they start scratching the side of your settees and couches and stuff, get double-sided sticky tape and put that on the corner. Cats do not like touching sticky stuff, so it doesn't look great for a while, but you can just stop the habit and try and train them to work on a scratching post.
Thank you, Dawn. Nadine in Hallett Cove, you're speaking to Dr. Derek.
Hi, Leith, and hi, Dr. Derek. You're doing a great job, Leith.
Thank
Keep
you.
it up.
Thank you, Nadine.
Hi, Dr. Derek.
Hello.
Question. We've got a beautiful 16-year-old cavoodle.
Mm-hmm.
We got him when he was 1. He was a rescue dog. He's starting to go in the back leg. He's not got much strength there anymore, but Dr. Derek, there's nothing wrong with his appetite.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves a short walk.
Yes.
Just wondering if there's anything we can do to make his life a bit more comfortable for him.
Yes. Do you know, has he been to the vet? Is the weakness in his back legs due to discomfort like arthritis, or is it just due to a weakness? There's a condition that a lot of older dogs get called ascending neuropathy, where their back legs just get very weak and almost sort of the paws knuckle over. Is that what's happening?
I think it is. He kind of gets his back leg caught and a bit twisted. Like, we've got slate floors. He likes to go in his beanbag and then onto a bed, and we see him. He gets a bit more grip to get off of his bed than a slipperier floor.
Yes.
But he doesn't have the stability anymore to even like shake. He starts to get a bit wobbly. So yeah, I was just sort of wondering.
Yes, there's a couple of things that I would certainly go to the vet and get some painkillers, just to use that as a trial to see if pain is playing a part.
Right.
Then, because if at that age most dogs do have arthritis, so arthritis could be playing a part. So get some painkillers. There's also, if we get a chance, we'll talk this week or next week about, there's so many different treatments for arthritis, but there's a very good one which has a lot of controversy about it, the potential side effects, but I like it. It's called Baranza, and it's very, very good for pain in older dogs with arthritis. But if the condition is actually an ascending neuropathy, then I use a dog physiotherapist who I have found to be fabulous with dogs to improve the strength in their back legs. She's got all these lovely little tricks that she does and exercises that she gives the owners to get their dogs to do. And it's been fantastic. There's dogs that I've really struggled with to get strength back in their back legs, and I've used this physiotherapist, and she has had amazing response. So I'm really very keen on using good physiotherapists as well.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you for the call, Nadine. Appreciate that. Thank you for the nice words too. Dr. Derek, where do we find you? People want to find out more, use your services?
At 27 The Parade in Norwood.
Okay. Good luck with your feuds. Dr. Chris Brown and
like My son's a lawyer, so I might have to call. I might have to call him.
You'll be fine. Always lovely to see you. Thank you. It's
Thank
a fun
you.
part of a Monday. Dr. Derek is here answering your calls, and it's all thanks to Semaphore Pets and Gardens. If they bark, meow, chirp, or hop, you can go to your local pet paradise. They are open 7 days. Do you know Ben Lee? Do you know the music of Ben Lee?
I know the music.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's Ben Folds.
Ben Folds.
I'm getting my Bens mixed up.
You can never get your
Yeah.
Ben. Well, Ben Lee, who loves Adelaide, he also is going to join us after the headlines.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. 2 men aged in their 20s have been arrested and charged over a machete attack in a city apartment. Accused mushroom killer Erin Patterson is giving evidence in her triple murder trial. Senator Jackie Lambie says boosting the morale of our Defence Force is more important than upgrading military equipment. And in sport, the Crows are preparing to face the Lions at home on Friday night. The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, a shower or two tomorrow, 17. Right now, it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
For a unique take on everything happening in SA, join Matthew Abraham each Thursday with David and Will.
I'm, as you know, these days, in my dotage, I'm quite hard to be appalled. But when I saw Chris Bowen at a mass, Catholic mass, in the front seat, chowing down on a serve of gnocchi and like really harming into it.
Matthew Abraham.
Are you stupid?
Thursday mornings from 7:30, only on Adelaide's 5AA.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. At Tyre Power, you deal with owners who are proudly independent. We're not just tyre experts. Tyres are our life and livelihood. And because many Tyre Power owners are part of your local community, you can trust our family to look after yours. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
G'day, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. If you're a business thinking about
So the great Ben
advertising on
Lee is
radio, I think the first step is to actually contact one of the crew at 5AA and just have a look at what the demographic is, how it would work for your business, what sort of ads might work for you, and then you can make an informed choice as to whether this is the path for you to take or not. In our particular space, there is more and more solar companies on radio, and I think it's important that you stay in the mix. So for us, it's part of our strategy. It's not our entire strategy. It's one of 5 different sources, but you know, if you don't have them all in there, then you're just not part of it.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
Well, the Turkey Flat Vineyards, renowned winery nestled in the heart of the beautiful Barossa Valley, and the vineyards are home to some of the world's oldest Shiraz vines. The cellar door is a converted butchery, which dates back as well to the 1860s. And Turkey Flat Vineyards excited to unveil their fresh design for their much-loved Butcher's Block range. They are making a return to the winery's roots, and they're celebrating their deep heritage. The range is now bottled in a new lightweight glass bottle, which is a step towards reducing environmental impact, also stays true to the approachable nature of the Butcher's Block range. You can spend a day at their cellar door. Just do it. Go to Turkey Flat Vineyards. You'll find them at Bethany Road in Tanunda, but remember to drink responsibly.
This end of financial year, the feeling starts at CMI Toyota, SA's #1 selling Toyota dealer. Hurry in for deals across our range of new and demo vehicles in stock, like the Kluger GX Hybrid, the Hilux SR and SR5, or the all-electric BZ4X. View the range at cmitoyota.com.au or visit CMI Toyota West Terrace City, Cheltenham or Christie's Beach today.
We'd love to see you see a mileage.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota. LVD 2009.
Scammers and fraudsters, they'll come at you any way they can. Texts, emails, phone calls, even social media. They're relentless. But so are Westpac. We don't just rely on one line of defence to protect you and your money. We've got layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. That's a lot of layers. When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac, layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. Westpac Online Banking, T's and C's apply.
Always relevant. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
So the great Ben Lee is celebrating the 20th anniversary of his career-defining album, Awake is the New Sleep. And the great news is we get to see him here again in our fair city on Friday the 17th of October at the Gov. This will be some sort of show. He joins me. Ben Lee, lovely to see you.
Thank you for having me back.
Are you someone who's nostalgic, like radio announcers? We get very excited. We see the 20 years. It's a significant date or anniversary. Are you someone who, as a performer, is like that too?
I don't know if I have one single nostalgic cell in my body. No, not at all. I mean, it's something I've sort of learnt because the audience is nostalgic. I'm always just focused on moving forward. So I feel like I sort of relate to, I'm not saying like an autism thing, but like when I watch like Love on the Spectrum or something and I see how like they have to learn about how to connect. I feel like sometimes that's like me in the music industry. Like I have my impulses, then I go, oh, okay, you guys all care about that. All right, okay, I get it. Yeah.
But I think for us as fans and people in the media too, like you see a significant 20 years, you go, this is music and these are songs that have been part of our life, in my case, almost half my life. Like it's a significant chunk of time. It's such a credit to you.
Oh, look, it's amazing. And I'm actually learning to open up and kind of receive that. And the people I'm speaking to, it's an interesting album. Like there's a lot of beautiful records that have been made, but they're not all about kind of touching the listener in like a very deep way. Some of them are like just music to cruise, whatever. So I feel very honored that this record I made 20 years ago is a record that seemed to mark turning points in people's lives and stuff. Like they were like changing things or setting out on a new adventure or moving countries or getting married or falling in love or heartbreak. Like it's a big deal to have soundtracked those experiences.
So you're a big star, but I mean, this is your fifth album. So you're a big star before this anyway. But I wonder as an artist, so, cigarettes and...
I wish I could say that everyone was wrong.
I guess you're always looking for more songs that will resonate with people. Is it a pleasant surprise when in your fifth album you've got songs that maybe overtake some of those other songs commercially successful, or it doesn't matter? You just like fans?
No, you don't even realize how much that does matter, I think, because, the thing about hits that's so weird is they are the hugest blessing. Like they change your life. They're obviously like financially lucrative. There's people coming to the shows. There's all these good things that happen as a result of having hits, but they also become these markers that really define your career. And so you innately feel like, oh my God, is that the last one? I'm going to live in the shadow of that song or whatever. So there was something particularly about Cigarettes Will Kill You that it's nice to have another hit, you know what I mean? Where you just go, and even if you don't have another one after that, there was something about the Catch My Disease eclipsed Cigarettes Will Kill You that made me feel like, okay, see, it's not just luck.
So please, baby, please, open your eyes, catch my disease.
It's interesting with your music too, because depending on what the subject matter is, you've got such a great art form of creating songs that people like before we even maybe register what the song is about. Does that make sense? Like it's a real compliment to you. We hear music and go, oh, I love this song. Catch My Disease becomes this huge global success, opening up a whole new audience for you, early fans and new fans.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. It's interesting because I've always loved the more visceral side of like rock music and pop music, but also all that folk music, jazz, like the side that your body understands before your brain does. Mm-hmm. And there's something about catchy melodies and harmonies and things like that and the way guitars behave that it can affect you on almost like a cellular level. And that to me is like the secret of a good song. And then if you add the sort of more cerebral side or conceptual side on top of that, it's like, it's a bonus, but a song in itself, it doesn't have to speak to the logical mind in order for you to fall in love with it.
Yeah, definitely. There's that deep meaning to it, isn't there? But at the end of the day too, it's an earworm. You hear the start of that song and you're like, yep, radio up, here we go. This is a good time.
Yeah, and I think that's like when I made when I made this record, we'd go out dancing every night and to these clubs in Hollywood, and they were playing a lot of like Float On by Modest Mouse and Hey Ya by Outkast, and I was watching these like great hits that it made them feel good and made them want to dance, and so I think that was really on my mind, like songs that make people happy.
And that even when you hear like one or two beats of a song, I always think that's a great credit to the songwriter too. As soon as the crowd, because within 2 seconds, the crowd goes from a murr to and then you're up there too. We're All in This Together has taken on a whole life of its own.
Woke up this morning, I suddenly realized we're all in this together. I started smiling, 'cause you were smiling, and we're all in this together.
Yeah, I think of that song as it's almost like a compass for the atmosphere of the world at that moment. Like there's times that are very chill in the world in which that song feels almost cringy because it's like, it's just the sentiment. It's like, oh, who needs that? But then during really hard times, the song is like a great comfort. And I think that's interesting about songs too, that they're like different forms of medicine for different moments.
Do you seem to me, again, we don't know each other, but you seem to me that the things I've heard you say and the interviews I've seen you, like while the ARIA awards are nice and, record sales, all that kind of stuff, for me it's more, I guess, I get the impression that it means more to you that individual people take on your music and it means something to them more spiritually or individually or about their lives, I guess. And that song for so many people, as you mentioned, through COVID and other times, you can have the tens of thousands, millions of people that like your music, but if you know that it resonates with one person and that is important to them for some reason, that's got to fill your heart.
I've definitely always emphasized quantity over quality of the audience. That like, I don't know, I think having a smart, discerning, tasteful audience is more important than everyone being a fan, like I like my audience sharing my sense of humor too.
Well, we always love to have you back in our town. What can we expect? Are you doing majority of the album? Are you doing all of the album?
I'm going to do the whole album. I'm going to do it in order. I'm going to tell stories about how the songs came to be, the fallout of some of the songs. I'm going to, if you're going to do it. It's funny. I went to see my friend Evan Dando and the Lemonheads the other night doing one of his records. And I was like, do you do them in order? He's like, you have to. Because people remember the feeling of the next song that's coming in and all that. And so I'm excited to kind of really do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love track 4. I love track 5. Ben Lee is here in Adelaide. He's at the Gov, which is such a great venue. 17th of October, it's a Friday night. Tickets are available on the Gov website, or you can get them via Frontier Touring as well. Always lovely to see you, Ben. Thank you for bringing your show to Adelaide too. We miss out sometimes, people of your ilk. I don't know why. They stick to the eastern suburbs, so we are eternally grateful here in SA that you're coming to see us. So we'll see you in October.
Looking forward to it.
All the best. The great Ben Lee, 20 years. Awake is the new sleep, the album. See Ben at the Gov.
Australian Business. It's a special combination showcased in 5AA's Best of SA.
If you're building or want to update your window furnishings, you'll love Rundle Blinds and Curtains. Visit the state-of-the-art Rundle Blinds showroom on Goodwood Road and experience award-winning service and an incredible range of blinds, curtains and shutters. Drop into the showroom or visit rundleblinds.com.au.
The Best of SA, thanks to major sponsor Ray White Business Sales and Adelaide's 5AA.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 3,000 Toyotas, Camrys, Corollas, Land Cruisers, 2,000 Mitsubishis, Tritons, Outlanders, Pajeros, over 500 VWs. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Wherever you are, and whatever you need, the caring collective of women at White Lady Funerals can help you create a meaningful and beautiful send-off. White Lady Funerals. Let our strength help you find yours.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $400 on Samsung 75-inch QLED TV, now under $2,000. And LG 8-kilo front-load washer down to just $593. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus, big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Kangaroo Island. It's closer than you think. Wilder than you know. More than you imagined. This winter, get a free night on selected 3 and 4 night stays. Book your Kangaroo Island ferry and accommodation at sealink.com.au or call 13 13 01 today. Terms and conditions apply.
For over 45 years, Statesman Windows, a third-generation South Aussie family-run business, has helped home renovators and builders bring design, charm and natural light into their homes. With industry-leading turnaround times, Statesman Windows continues to offer value for money, backed up by great service and advice right across Metro and regional South Australia. For windows when and where you want them, call Statesman Windows.
Windows when and where you want them. Windows when and where you want them.
Now this is a fine drop, a rare beauty. The nose is balanced and versatile, offering something for every occasion. The palette is complex, curated for both connoisseurs and casual enthusiasts alike. And there's the unmistakable presence of generations dedicated to the craft, with an impressive vintage of 50 years. The name on the label is FIVEAA. 3 generations celebrating 50 years. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store since 1975.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
13 minutes to 7. Sports show coming up very shortly. Tim Ginniver, Stephen Rowe. We'll speak to one of the boys in just 1 second. You can see our live stream. It's all thanks to Complete Care Live. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but you can. Facebook and YouTube. Brooklyn is in control of our cameras. I reckon that's a little close, Brooklyn, if you could just pull back a little bit more. I said to Brooklyn, you know when you get a pair of binoculars? Yeah, keep going, keep going. Anyone watching this now on the Facebook, keep going, Brooklyn, keep going. Yes, that's so much better. Thank you, Brooklyn. You know when you get binoculars and you turn them around the other way and you're like way far away? That's what I thought people would enjoy. Thank you, Brooklyn. See, look at that. That looks so much better if you're looking on our Facebook or YouTube live stream. I'd argue you could probably even go a little further back, but we'll deal with that after the show. Just see what management say. Thank you, Brooklyn. I appreciate it. Marion says, I didn't realise how big the studio is. Yeah, so that's one of the other great features of this new studio. Brooklyn, can you possibly flick to the camera behind me? Yeah, look at that. Fancy, huh? Amazing. So it's so great. We are so blessed. And I'm sure there are workplaces all around Adelaide who have love for the, various teams within their team. We so love our tech team, what they've been able to give us. And this is the level 3 studio, which will soon become the level 4 studio. And we will have all of that. So that will be amazing. We cannot wait for that. Thank you, Marion, for the text. Joanne says, why are you standing up? Well, I'll give you the short story as opposed to the long story, Joanne. Long story is that I had a water skiing accident when I was a kid and I hurt my back. And anyone who's had a bad back will know that your back is sore forever. And a doctor told me once, whether it was a physio or a chiropractor or a doctor said to me that sitting is the new smoking. It's really bad for your back to just sit constantly. And what do most people do at work? You sit at work. And then you're tired, you hop in your car, you sit, you get home, you're tired from working all day, and then you sit at home. So you don't do anywhere near enough exercise. So again, so grateful and joyous that our tech team gave us a stand-up desk so I can now stand up the whole show, which I have been doing. You don't see it because we don't have a live stream at night, but I'd stand for pretty much the 5 hours, Monday to Friday. So the fact that I can do this for a couple of hours is amazing. Jen says, looking good. Thank you for lying, Jen. I appreciate that. Stephen Rowe is coming up just after 4 o'clock with Tim Ginniver. good to see that not a lot happened on the weekend in terms of results and news stories to pop out of it. How far off is the lid? You seen those things on YouTube where kids fill Coke bottles full of Mentos and the bottle just flies off into the air?
Close.
Is that your lid? Like it's in the stratosphere now?
Yeah. Mine's more a stainless steel pot that can have 30 crabs in it. And you bring it to boil. And it takes a while to get salt water to the boil.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you put the crabs in, it just simmers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pop the lid on and then you get it to on there. So it's rattling.
Mm-hmm.
It's rattling. And then if you leave the crabs in too long, you can just burst the lid straight off. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a quaddie. West Coast into, on the weekend, we beat Sydney and Sydney, into Brisbane Friday night, into Hawthorn in Lonnie, and then the bye at round 15. If we get that quaddie up and we're sitting in the top 4 and we're still the number 1 scoring team, which they are, and the second best defensive team, which they are, the best percentage team, which they are, and that's a fair sample size, there'll be more than an explosion in the box. There will be more than a lid off. Every other Crow supporter in this state with me will just... Fitzy, you can ring in all you want to be humble. There's nothing to be humble about. We've done nothing since 1998. It's time. And this is a team that could probably go a long way. Lids, can you feel it? Everything.
I'm looking forward to that.
See this desk?
Yes.
This desk will
go even higher.
It'll just
Can I tell you, this is the highest it goes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I found the little switch.
Hey, just back to you. Did Carlton beat the bye?
We're still tired from the bye because we're the unfittest team in the competition, unfortunately. I'm looking forward to Port Adelaide Carlton here in about a month.
Oh, God.
Because both aren't travelling very well.
No.
Carlton have been given the greatest gift of all time, and I know the boss hates me talking about the Blues.
No, well, I asked you the question.
But they play the Bombers, so that's hard. The Bombers are going okay. But then they've got North and they've got the West Coast. They will play North and West Coast twice before they played some teams once.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And then they've got Port here.
Okay.
And you wonder
That's the game.
Carlton are going bad. If Port lose to Carlton, Ken is. You cannot.
Well, you don't like all those terms. You're on, the coach's version of death row and you're dead man. I don't enjoy all of that. I hope he sees it through. I think he will.
Me too.
Josh Carr needs clean air. A lot of people have a different opinion to that, but we'll get to that. Josh Worrell will join us.
Yeah.
He's probably the informed drop-off defender in the comp, left-footed. Geez, he had a great year.
Destroyed us here a month ago.
Didn't he? What?
Yep.
Ollie Wines will join us from Port Adelaide. And Wayne Miller Jr., I cannot believe it. I'm a part of the AFL media. I cannot believe this beat-up thing is a story. He's sung the song. They've won by 90-odd points. He's excited. Someone put some radio cans on 5 minutes after doing that, and he made a comment that he thought Sydney were a rebel. So our CEO, Tim Silvers, had to apologise to Tom Harley. Why you ever apologise in football, I don't know. You got to be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. I get all of that. Don't give the opposition any ammo. But for the fact of Jack Riewoldt, God, what's wrong with football?
I know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And I'm a bit disappointed that Stacey Lee's gone. Not that you're in the chair, because up until then she was 8.5 months pregnant and the fattest in the station. Now I am again.
No, I've got you covered.
My gut's as big than yours.
No way.
My dung is huge.
This is why I said to Brooklyn, please, just get that camera as far back as you can. Look how handsome you look on the live stream.
I've lost nearly a half a kilo.
Well done.
Yeah. Jodie's lost about 5. It's just not fair that women can lose weight better than men.
You're doing your exercise and eating well and all of that?
I would eat less than Jodie, drink less than Jodie, exercise more than Jodie, but yet, what's wrong?
Can I say one thing, and I say this with peace and love?
Please do it.
Because you're one of my favourites. We've known each other a long time, and I'm guilty of this too.
Okay.
Somebody put a cookie jar outside. You've got to give the cookies away.
That's a fair
because I do see them occasionally a little lower the next day when I walk past. That's all I'll say. And I'm guilty of that too. I'm trying to be better.
Put your hand in the cookie jar.
Very quickly, Sports Show coming up with Tim. We've seen a lot of great marks, a lot of great goals, all of that kind of stuff. Have you ever seen a celebrated kick through like you see in the Premier League from Josh Rochelle on the weekend to just hit your man Ben Keys running into it was amazing.
He played soccer till he was about 16 or 17, and there was a stage there he was knocking on the door for the young Socceroos.
Yes.
It was out of him and another fella, and he went down the footy line, and we're glad he did because we got him pick 8. Now he's going to be a star. If he's not, that kick was IP genius, football genius, skill-wise genius, to put it out the front. Remember, it's not a circular ball. It's a, what do you call it, an oblong? What do you call ours?
An oval-shaped ball.
Oval-shaped cod. He's kicked it on the point and put it out in front of him at his feet, ran on and kicked the goal. Goal of the year.
It was amazing. Thank you. Lovely to see you.
Well done, mate. Yeah,
no
worries.
Cookies, go right. When you walk out of here, go right. Don't, because they're, I get it, they're choc-chip cookies. They look at you, they're like, just one.
Well, you know what I'll do?
One become 2.
I'll have 2 instead of 3.
All right, done. Thank you. Stephen Rowe, Tim Jennifer coming up very shortly. I'm in trouble. First day. We ran out of time for Afternoon Delight. So watch me do this, Sam. First person, 8223 that can tell us one guest on the sports show with Tim Jennifer and Stephen Rowe after 4. First correct answer gets a $100 voucher to the Kent Town Hotel. We love the Kent Town Hotel. Bars, restaurants, our fresco streetscape. Function Centre, 250. Rowie mentioned who's on the show tonight. First correct caller, 8223 will give you a $100 voucher to the Kent Town. That can be your afternoon delight. And Sam, I promise I will get it right next week. Rowie's had a biscuit. I got to go. We'll see you from 1. Sports Show is next.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in sport live.